Hi, this is Tutor P, and this is lesson 233. Today we're going to have another one continuing with more common abbreviations and uses. Yeah, I know a lot of students like this. A lot of students like to review a lot of these abbreviations that do come up once in a while. So, let's start. Let's take a look. Let's take a at the first one. The GAL, we say gal for gallon. All right. One thing about a gallon, even I didn't realize this until sometime later, that the gallon in the U.S. and the gallon in Britain is actually different. It's different measurement. So let's look at the note here. A gallon is a unit of measure that is equal to 8 pints and 4 quarts. Now this part is the same in the U.S. and Britain. However, the British and the American gallon varies. In Britain, a gallon is equal to 4.564 liters. And in the US, it is equal to 3.785 liters. So actually, the British gallon is actually larger than the American gallon. Okay. Anyway, let's take a look at one example sentence. That container holds 10 gal or gallons, gal for gallons. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. The GEN, abbreviation for general. General, an officer of high rank. All right. General Patton was known as a great general from World War II. Okay, good. Let's continue. GMO. GMO, of course, stands for Genetically Modified Organisms. Any organisms, including ants, animals, plants, crops, etc., that have had its genetic structure changed. Yeah, especially in recent years, there's been a lot of bad press about GMOs, and the company that makes the most of them, Monsanto. And nowadays, so let's look at the example sentence here. Nowadays, the state wants to pass a law to label GMOs. Yeah, so some people are worried about it, that maybe they may have issues in the future if you ate GMO food for many years. Maybe it might change the structure of your body, or it may have some other bad effect on your health, your internal organs. Who knows? I remember here also. This is another one that students often make a mistake with. When you make a plural to like an abbreviation, like here it's GMOs, the S is small, so then it's just plural. Sometimes I'll see students in this sort of situation read it as GMOS. No, that would be wrong. It should be GMOs. The S small at the end just makes the abbreviation plural. Okay, let's continue. GMT. All right, GMT stands for Greenwich Mean Time. All right, first thing to note about it is the actual pronunciation, because for students, if English is your second language, you see this word and it looks like it should be pronounced Greenwich, but it's actually spelled Greenwich, almost like it was spelled Greenich. Yeah, and also, in New York City, there's a Greenwich Village, and it's spelled exactly the same way. All right, but let's look here. The example sentence: GMT is the standard time in Great Britain, which was used to calculate the time of the rest of the world. So, Greenwich Mean Time. That's the one they chose originally, like for the first hour, and then dividing the world into 24 hours, different time zones. Okay, let's take a look at the next one. GNP. GNP stands for Gross National Product. This one, in business, this one comes up a lot. This is used as a way to measure a country's economy. It is supposed to be a combination of an individual country's total of all its products, the products it makes and sells, and services, combined in one country, to say, how much wealth the country has or how much business it does. So that's what that's used for. Okay, and the example sentence: that country's GNP increased 2% last year. Okay, good. All right, let's look at the last one here. GR8. Now, GR8 is mostly used in text messages and emails. So don't write this in papers or anything like that. And of course, it stands for great. You could see where it probably could be like the gr and then 8, like great. So it's kind of a shorthand way of saying great. But again, mostly just used in text messages and emails. All right, so if this were a text message or an email, you are throwing a party, GR8, for great. Okay, good. Well, I hope it's clear. I hope you got it. I hope it was very informative. Thank you for your time.